Well, hello, my name is Anton Savage and you are very welcome to the 9th Health Technology Innovation Awards, of course, formerly the IMSTA Awards, coming to you from our purpose-built studio here in Croke Park. We have a busy award ceremony ahead of us. We have a packed award ceremony ahead of us, not just in terms of the amount of awards to be given out, but in terms of the amount of entries. More of that in a minute, because I want to get proceedings officially and formally underway. And to do that, I'm going to call upon the Vice Chairperson of Health Tech Ireland, that being Enda Mulvaney, to kick things off. And Enda, while it is lovely to be in these environments, bit of a shame we aren't all together in person.
Yes, Anton, it is very disappointing that we can't be face-to-face here this evening. So sorry to all our members. I know we all wish we could be together, but I think it is the responsible thing to do with the way things are at the moment.
And given your rank and status, of course, Enda, you've had a chance to look through the nominees that have come in and the applications that have come in. What's your sense of the competition this year?
2021 is another year of excellence in Irish healthcare. The standard of entries, not only are the number of entries growing year on year, but the quality of entries. So the adjudicators this year had a very difficult job, so compliments to them for bringing them down to 3 in each category. I wouldn't have fancied their job of making the final decision.
We should also talk a little bit about the market and the sector and the industry generally, because the last 2 years, the last 20 plus months has been such an extraordinary period, but it's also been a period in which the Irish health tech industry has punched hugely above its weight.
Correct. I think we all thought it was going to be a moment in time in March 2020. And at that moment, we saw the industry really row in behind the Irish healthcare system to really lend support. And I still see everybody from local small businesses to large corporates all chipping in and always prepared to go that extra mile to help the frontline workers who have just been phenomenal.
And I suspect one of the themes of the industry of the last 2 years is also one of the significant themes of the awards, which is innovation. It's rife through all of the nominees in the awards.
Yeah, when you look at the entrants that came through this year, I think what I was really impressed with was it wasn't just companies from within Health Tech Ireland submitting entries. Personally, to see the partnerships between companies and the healthcare systems and hospitals coming forward, it really shows that we can transform how the relationship between industry and the hospital sector and the community care sector can be transformed on the back of what has been an incredibly difficult period.
And hopefully an incredibly difficult period that we are soon coming to the end of. And on that note, by the way, just a reminder, there will be a Meet the Winners event in the new year. So while you maybe, if you're a winner, celebrating on your own this evening, there will be an opportunity for everybody to get together in the new year. Big thank you to Enda for getting us underway. Now, as Enda mentioned, these awards have been hotly contested. Not only have they been hotly contested, there have been a huge amount of entries, more than 100 entries across the categories this year, which is 50% up on the previous year. The other significant thing, of course, is it isn't just that the quantity of entries is significant, the quality of entries is significant, because the judges have said that they had an extraordinarily difficult job across almost every single one of the categories, and they cover every sector: hospitals, universities, government agencies, the HSE, researchers, entrepreneurs and industry, hotly contested across all of the various different categories. Those categories, usually 9, this year we have a new category bringing us up to 10, and that new category is sustainability, which joins patient safety, clinical engineering, education and training, e-health, integrated care, and of course innovation. And if there is one, as Enda mentioned, that stood out across, it is the healthcare collaboration, because the level of collaborative work going throughout the industry has been significant in all of the nominations, and it is great to see, of course, the HSE collaborating across integrated care, e-health, patient safety and more. We also should give a significant thank you to our sponsors, because of course without them this event and the awards could not take place. Enterprise Ireland are once again the lead sponsor, and we're very grateful for that support. They're joined by sponsors who have been with the awards now for many years: the RCSI, Health Innovation Hub, Biomedical and Clinical Engineering Association of Ireland, Mangan O'Byrne Solicitors and Change Healthcare. But there are a few new arrivals as well. We're joined by small startups like Amazon Web Services, InterSystems, and of course Health Beacon, who themselves are a previous winner. So big thank you to all of the sponsors. It is time to get the awards underway, and to do that I am joined by Justin Carty, Chief Executive of Health Tech Ireland, and Claire Harney, Digital Transformation Director. Guys, before we get things underway, first of all, Justin, give us a sense of why you see the awards as being so significant.
Anton, thank you very much. The awards are very significant because they really recognise innovation in the system. Not only innovation in devices, but innovation in processes, innovation in how we do things differently, and collaboration. So really, it's a celebration of innovation.
And a celebration of innovation across hotly contested categories. I mentioned earlier on we have 100 plus in total entries. Tough job for the judges.
A very tough job for the judges, but at the end of the day, this is what all they're competing for, and across all categories, there was very high level of entries this year. I think what stood out, you mentioned earlier on, a lot of collaboration. So it's really good to have to recognise that, and for industry to say that that's happening, and to showcase, I suppose, really good collaboration.
Collaboration and, of course, innovation. And this is right in the wheelhouse for Claire, because as Digital Transformation Director, you're seeing a huge amount of that.
Absolutely. And I think for myself, as a former finalist at the Health Tech Ireland Awards, I can say that for industry and for the people who enter these awards, they've been working hard all year round. And you know, they've put their best foot forward. And as you said, the quality is so much higher this year, and it's growing year on year. So I think it's really important that we take this time to celebrate that work and to congratulate all of our entrants. The quality was phenomenal.
Yeah, and it's one of the things that I've noticed over the years, because I've been doing this for a few years. I am surprised still that I haven't been found out yet. But in so doing, I've seen products that have won the new innovative discovery categories become ubiquitous, so that they're now just part of the warp and weft of the health system. So to some extent, it has proven to be prescient in who the winners have been.
Absolutely, and seeing a startup grow from, you know, the early stages of innovation, perhaps winning a pilot, to actually getting to scale up and help the citizens of Ireland, help all of us, is the most wonderfully rewarding thing to see.
Well, let us then get underway with our first award, because Justin did show us the trophy that everybody is competing for. And the first award that is up to be won is going to be presented by Claire, and it is the Integrated Care Award, sponsored by Change Healthcare.
Thanks, Anton. So let's kick off. So Change Healthcare is a leading healthcare technology company focused on insights, innovation, and the transformation of our healthcare system. Integration is at the core of what we do, and Change Healthcare and many of our members believe in this and are working towards this, and it's so vital to the smooth running of our health system. So Change Healthcare, we're particularly delighted to sponsor the Healthcare Integration Award for this year. The shortlisted entries are Beaumont Hospital, HSE Access to Information, and SwiftQ and HSE A21 HealthLink. And the winner is Beaumont Hospital.
Well, a huge congratulations there to Beaumont Hospital, who won for their smart triage of kidney transplant patients. And of course, maintaining a functioning kidney transplant in the early post-operative period requires continuous monitoring of patient symptoms, biometric information, laboratory data, and the remote monitoring system that the guys have won for has been fundamental to the continuation of the National Kidney Transplant Service across the 2 years of the pandemic. So a hugely significant award for what was a hugely significant contribution. We'll move on to our next award, which is Clinical Engineering Healthcare Technology Support Award. It's sponsored by BEAI, and it is presented by Justin Carty.
Thank you, Anton. It's my pleasure to introduce the Clinical Engineering Healthcare Technology Support Award, sponsored by the Biomedical Engineering Clinical Engineering Association of Ireland. This award is especially close to my heart, being an engineer myself, mostly as it's a recognition of the symbiotic relationship that exists between biomedical and clinical engineers and industry, who collectively manage and support all the medical devices and equipment in use in our hospitals and throughout the health system. Sadly, we're all too familiar seeing packed ICUs on the evening news since COVID-19 struck. Well, all the equipment you see, life support equipment, it's all supported and kept in service by these clinical engineers from industry and by members of BEAI. The winner of the award has been chosen by BEAI from the many nominations made by their members. And the shortlist is Draeger Medical, Oxygen Care, and Wassenberg Medical. And the winner is Oxygen Care.
Big congratulations to Oxygen Care. This, if I'm right, this is the third time that they have won. So Oxygen Care, they're chosen as Best Technical Service Support Company. Now I'm going to invite Claire to rejoin us to give out the next award and to announce both the nominees and ultimately the winner. The category being Sustainability Award, sponsored by Health Beacon.
Thanks, Anton. And on to our newest award, Sustainability, as Anton said, sponsored by Health Beacon. Health Beacon decided to sponsor this award in order to raise awareness not only of what needs to be done in helping our economy to decarbonise, but also to recognise the programmes that are already out there and to shine a light on the successes of others in the area of sustainability. Only through an all-of-society approach will we be able to achieve the sustainability goals that we need to, and health technology companies are well placed to have an impact on this transition. Health Beacon were delighted to support and encourage the efforts of the wonderful companies that submitted to this category. The shortlisted entries are Dundalk Hospital, Our Lady of Lourdes and Louth County Hospitals, Trimedica and HSE Digital Transformation, and Unifar plc. And the winner is Trimedica and HSE Digital Transformation.
Trimedica HSE Digital Transformation, they're our winner of the first ever Sustainability Award. And of course, the reason that they won it was TriTemp, which is a non-contact thermometer. It's robust enough and accurate enough for hospitals, but there's zero plastic consumables, which means that it helps to deliver on economic targets, but also environmental sustainability targets throughout the Irish healthcare system. Now, I'm going to invite Justin Carty back up to present our next award, which is Education and Training Award, and it is sponsored by the RCSI Faculty of Nursing and Midwifery.
Another award, Anton, that I really like talking about is RCSI's Education and Training Award, because our relationship with the Faculty of Nursing and Midwifery at RCSI University of Medicine and Health Sciences, who strategically focus on transformative learning and impactful research through innovative collaborations. Recognising and rewarding excellence strengthens and supports continuous quality improvement of education and training. And it supports the safe and effective and competent use of technology to better support patient outcomes. Our CSI judging panel have selected the following three shortlisted companies: Baxter Healthcare, Medtronic, and Smith & Nephew. And the winner is Smith & Nephew.
Smith & Nephew, they're a hugely deserving winner because what they have won for is their Wound Club education programme. And of course, the COVID-19 pandemic has seen a huge disruption in education across the entire nation and nations around the world, but particularly within the healthcare setting. And what they have done is, using existing experience and skills, they've developed and implemented a new and completely accredited platform of learning. It has been available across 20 topics in wound care, enabling all levels of staff to gain appropriate educational supports at a time that suits them, which of course has been so vital when there has been such pressure on our health system over the last 2 years. So big congratulations to Smith & Nephew, our winners for the Education and Training Award. We will move on now to the Best Healthcare Innovation piloted in an Irish healthcare setting. It is sponsored by Health Innovation Hub Ireland, and it is presented by Claire.
Thanks, Anton. This award is also dear to my heart. Many of our young startups, when they get to pilot their innovation in the Irish healthcare setting, it's often the first time that they have the opportunity to make a difference. We hope go on to be rolled out across the country. And quite often, before that pilot happens, many years of work in developing new solutions has gone into that. So Health Innovation Hub Ireland's vision is to establish Ireland as a leading location for startups and expanding healthcare companies, allowing easy interaction with hospitals and primary care centres, drive collaboration between the health service and enterprise, leading to the development of new healthcare technologies, products and services. Therefore, they are delighted to partner with us and sponsor the best healthcare innovation piloted in an Irish healthcare setting again this year. And the shortlisted entries are Solaso Health Solutions, Yellow Schedule and XWave. And the winner is Yellow Schedule.
And Yellow Schedule have won for the Hospital Visitor Management Platform. Again, given the times that are in it, a hugely significant contribution, because the Yellow Schedule Visitor Management Solution enables visit scheduling, COVID-19 screening and rapid, robust contact tracing for Irish hospitals, which has made such a contribution. Now, Justin has rejoined us to present our next award. It is the Patient Safety Award, and it's sponsored by Mangan O'Byrne Solicitors.
Thanks again, Anton. The Patient Safety Award, sponsored by Mangan O'Byrne Solicitors, who've been advising industry on healthcare, competition and public procurement law for many years, are strong advocates for patient safety. This award has been judged by Dr. Philip Crowley, National Director of Strategy and Research at the HSE, and previously Philip was National Director of Quality Improvement Programme and Patient Safety. Philip is always really impressed by the quality of the entries, no less so with this year's entries, which he said were, and I quote, all excellent and very different, and judging was a very tough task. He shortlisted the following companies: Baxter, PMD Solutions, Digital Transformation and Open Innovation at HSE, Syncrify, HSE Digital Transformation and the National Medical Device Office. And the winner is Syncrify, HSE Digital Transformation, HSE National Medical Devices Office, Vital Signs for their QS integration.
Thank you very much, Justin, and congratulations to our winner. And the QS integration, if you're not familiar, was a pilot project in Cavan Monaghan Hospital implementing a digital system for recording and calculating early warning scores for patient deterioration. And the pilot resulted in a dramatic reduction in errors that were commonly associated with the calculation and recording of early warning scores when they were done on a paper-based system. And the reduction in error, of course, had a direct connection with better outcomes for patients and improved patient safety. So a significant contribution to patient safety, hence our Patient Safety Award. We move now to our eHealth Digital Health Award, sponsored by AWS, and Claire's back to present.
Thanks, Anton. So for me, of course, this is a really important award as Director for Digital Health Transformation. So our eHealth or Digital Health Award is sponsored by Amazon Web Services. And their growing presence here and expansion of their range of activities contributes significantly to Ireland's health tech ecosystem, both to industry and to the health system itself. And they're delighted to sponsor our eHealth and Digital Health Award this year. So the shortlisted entries are HSE and Deloitte SamplePath, SwiftQ and HSE HealthLink, and T-Pro. And the winner is HSE and Deloitte for the SamplePath app.
Thank you very much, Claire. Big congratulations to HSE and Deloitte for the SamplePath app. And what SamplePath is a sample tracking mobile and web application developed to improve traceability, reconciliation, and to provide an audit trail and chain of custody for samples from when a patient is swabbed through to when that swab is ultimately received in a laboratory. And SamplePath is designed to support the HSE COVID-19 community test centres, the National Ambulance Service, logistics, laboratories, quarantine hotels, and of course the community health by maintaining end-to-end traceability for COVID-19 tests and updating information accurately and efficiently at all of the multiple touch points that exist along the way. So big congratulations to HSE and Deloitte. We move now to the Healthcare Collaboration Award. This is sponsored by InterSystems, and I'll hand over to Justin Carty to present.
This is my last award to introduce this evening, the Healthcare Collaboration Award. First proposed as an award by no other than Eilish Hardeman, Chief Executive of Children's Health Ireland, who was eager for us to promote greater collaboration between the healthcare system and industry. The award is sponsored by InterSystems, who believe that connectivity and interoperability is central to improving patient safety and health outcomes. InterSystems technology connects people, processes, and applications to eliminate siloed data. They are proud to recognise and honour those organisations that have connected and collaborated to deliver better experiences for those receiving, using and delivering services. The shortlisted companies are Galway Roscommon Clinic and Adolescent Services, SwiftQ and HSE HealthLink, Cavan Monaghan Hospital, RCSI, National Medical Device Office, DPIP, Synchrify, HIHI, HSE Digital Transformation, and Open Innovation Office. And the winner is Galway Roscommon Child and Adolescent Mental Health Services.
Congratulations to Galway Roscommon Child and Adolescent Mental Health Services. They have won for the DALA project, and the DALA project is a virtual reality for school anxiety, and it's a collaboration between the HSE, Public Service Innovation, University of Limerick, Trinity College and Adaptus Training, as well as Retinize, and a hugely significant work of collaboration between all of those entities. As Justin mentioned, that is his last award to present, and Claire's off the hook as well. And big thank you to both of them for presenting all of the awards all the way through to our last two. And our last two awards are going to be presented by a representative of our lead sponsor, Enterprise Ireland. And that representative is, of course, Anne O'Donoghue, who is Life Sciences Development Advisor for Enterprise Ireland. And I mentioned earlier on the role that Enterprise Ireland has had as a lead sponsor for the awards. It has been so for many years at this stage. Why are the awards so significant that Enterprise Ireland wishes to be the lead sponsor?
Well, our job in Enterprise Ireland is to support enterprise to grow in world markets, and key to delivering on that aim is innovation. And we have world-class innovators in Ireland. They come in many forms, in researchers, they're in the hospitals, they're in the companies, they're in the multinationals, they're in the startups. And Ireland punches well above its weight, has been mentioned already. You could look for many reference points about the kind of importance of this sector. But one recently published by the OECD was that Ireland ranked 5th globally in 2020 for the supply of COVID-related products. So that's an indication not only of the scale and the importance of the sector, but also of the capacity of that grouping to come together and to innovate and to bring real-world solutions to some very real-world challenges that we have faced globally. And of course, if we look forward, we know that the future of healthcare is probably going to be a little bit different from the past. So I think once again, it is to the innovators in that sector and the leaders, and many of them are represented in this virtual room, that we will once again be looking to deliver some new world solutions. So we're delighted to have the opportunity to support the good work of Justin and the team, and delighted to have the opportunity to acknowledge some of those true innovators that we're celebrating tonight.
And of course, I mean, as startling as that figure is, that we are the 5th largest contributor to equipment around the world for responding to COVID. You could almost say that that in itself is sufficient achievement to be that big a manufacturing entity. But what has happened in the last number of years and decades is we have become hugely significant in both product development, entrepreneurial company development, and in innovation, which I assume is significant for Enterprise Ireland.
Hugely significant. It is the driver of growth, and it is, Enda referenced at the beginning how important it has been to all of us in our daily lives in meeting the challenges, but it has been important to people globally. So the output of this sector is truly impressive by any standard, and we're delighted to acknowledge it.
Unsurprising, therefore, that Enterprise Ireland, the awards, the 2 awards that they are both sponsoring and presenting, relate directly to innovation. The second one is the Multinational Most Innovative Product Award, but the first that Anne is going to present is the Indigenous SME Most Innovative Product Award. And if you would like to give us the shortlisted entries,
Okay.
Anne, when they appear. We have a short list of entries for the Indigenous SME. There they are.
Excellent. So the shortlisted nominees are Digital Gate Laboratories and Tala University Hospital, Salasso Health Solutions, and Yellow Schedule. And the winner is Salasso Health Solutions.
Well, congratulations to Salasso Health Solutions, who won for My Healthy Body. And Salasso is a multifunctional virtual health platform, and they are passionate about the power and value of exercise when it comes to recovery in the support and management of pain and musculoskeletal conditions. So much so that they believe that there is always an exercise that can help, regardless of whether you are an elite athlete who would be out on the pitch here in Croke Park, sustain an injury and need to recover quickly, or whether you are somebody with an ongoing chronic issue that needs management, or if you are recovering from a hip replacement, knee replacement, elbow, anything along those lines. They would be of the belief that there is always an exercise that can improve your physical health and well-being. And it is further innovation that Salasso Health Solutions for My Healthy Body has won Indigenous SME Most Innovative Product Award. Our last award category for this year is Multinational Most Innovative Award, and I'll hand back to Anne for the shortlist.
And the shortlist: Arjo Ireland, Boston Scientific, Icon. And the winner is Arjo Ireland.
Well, a big congratulations to Arjo Ireland, and they have won for the Previsio SEM scanner. And the reason that they have, if you're unfamiliar with the Previsio SEM scanner, just to give you a quick explanation, it is a risk assessment device for pressure, injury and ulcer prevention, and it has been brought into the Irish healthcare market to improve clinical, financial and operational outcomes for patients, clinicians and healthcare providers. That is very nearly it for the awards. There's a couple of things, though, that I would ask you to remain with us for, though, because they are significant. First among them is I wanted to just thank our sponsors, because, of course, without them, this would not be possible, and their contribution is hugely significant and hugely appreciated. As well as the sponsors, of course, we do need to thank all of the winners, because I go back to where we were at the outset. The level of competition, 100 plus entries, 50% increase on where we had been the previous year. That is a hugely significant level of competition, and is a great achievement to have won it. So congratulations to our winners, and thank you again to all of our sponsors, lead sponsors, Enterprise Ireland, and other sponsors, including the RCSI, Health Innovation Hub, Biomedical and Clinical Engineering Association of Ireland, Mangan O'Byrne Solicitors, and Change Healthcare, as well as our welcome new arrivals, Amazon Web Services, InterSystems, and Health Beacon. On top of our sponsors, of course, big thank you has to go to our Platinum members. And to express that, I'll hand back over to Claire Harney.
Thanks, Anton. And I look forward to welcoming our Platinum members and all of you at our gala dinner event in the new year, where we can hopefully meet and celebrate our winners and our collective achievements together in person. So our Platinum members that you can see here on the screen, they're really our patrons of Health Tech Ireland, and they're leading the way in really driving adoption of health technology in Ireland. Collectively, they each give of their senior leadership time to form our leadership forum at Health Tech Ireland, working together to solve some of the major problems that we face in our health system and to help raise the bar, bringing innovations into our health system. So a huge thank you goes to our Platinum members.
Thank you. And thank you very much, Claire Harney, for your help with all the awards, and for the thank you there for the Platinum members. One bit of business before we wrap up, and it is a significant bit of business. These are the 9th awards. The 9th awards, of course, that Justin Carty as CEO has been responsible for. His 13th year as Chief Executive of what, of course, started as IMSTA way back in the day. And it is fair to say that while there are undoubtedly a team of people who have been huge contributors to its growth, there have been few who have been such a driving force consistently throughout. And we thought it would be deeply inappropriate to let the event pass without asking him to say a few words at this momentous occasion. Justin.
I'm not sure whether I should thank you, Anthony, Anton, for drawing me up. Yes, it's been a great privilege, really, to work with the industry. Our goal really has been to, I suppose, advocate and to share and promote the benefits of health technologies, for patients, for the health system, and for the economy. So our awards event really is an opportunity to showcase the best innovations that happen year on year. It's been very enjoyable being here. I'm very pleased to be stepping down after 13 years, and I think my golf might improve a little bit in the next couple of years.
But it's easy, once an entity gets built, it's very easy to assume that, like, what was the line, like Topsy, it just growed. If we throw our minds back 13 years, we're 2008, we're in the teeth of a global recession. Everybody is living in fear. The concern is that the world is tumbling in around us, and in the middle of all of that, you started building an entity and a movement and an organization, because you drew members in, you drew sponsors in, you drew support in, you helped to give a sense of cohesion to an industry, you helped to give a sense of pride to an industry. It must be something that is nice after 13 years to look in the rearview mirror and say, I did that.
Well, I think what's nicest is leaving something for the next generation to carry forward. We have a new CEO starting next year. We have some really exciting programs. We're looking at economic footprint. We're looking at lots of different opportunities. We signed an MOU, and Claire was instrumental in it. We signed an MOU with the HSE to try and help get innovation into the system. So I suppose we've facilitated taking it to a point. But really, it's about the companies and the voluntary contribution made by all of those companies. So I suppose you could say I'm the conductor of the orchestra. They're all the instruments and the players, and we all need to be singing to the same hymn sheet.
Well, I have to apologise to you, because it is slightly sad to do it on the 9th and final awards, but I have to admit that for the first time ever at one of these, I have lied, both to you and to you at home or in the office or wherever you chose to watch this, because I did say we have 10 awards tonight. We actually have 11 awards. There is one more little bit of business to do. Before we do it, there is a video that I would like you to see. Have a look at this.
I first met Justin when I joined IMSTA almost 10 years ago. I served on the board with him as treasurer, then as chair. Since its inception, Justin's taken IMSTA from an initial membership of around 40 members to its current level of over 140 members of Health Tech Ireland. He's one of the most outstanding networkers I've ever met, and he developed Health Tech Ireland into the voice of the medtech industry in Ireland and beyond. He retains a great sense of purpose, and he brought HTI to the next level with the building of digital capability and membership. But Justin's not only a highly valued colleague, he's actually become a personal friend of mine, and I look forward with great interest to what will be his very singular take on retirement. All the best, Justin. Congratulations on a fantastic job. Well done.
I just wanted to take a few seconds to thank Justin for all the great support he's brought to our industry through the many years of his service. We will miss you, Justin. You've brought so much contribution. I don't know how we'll replace you. Good luck to you. Enjoy, and if you have nothing to do, come back to us.
As a healthcare provider, Justin has been a valued colleague in our efforts to provide better services to our patients. He is collaborative, innovative, and he has been constantly striving to see how can we actually work together and how can we develop and use technology so that we have better outcomes for our patients and they have a better experience of our healthcare system. And if that isn't enough, he's also the consummate gentleman to boot. We'll miss you, Justin. Thank you.
Justin Carty's been hugely important for the medtech sector in Ireland. From my point of view as a medical device regulator, Justin's formed a really important relationship between Health Tech Ireland and HPRA to make medical device regulation something that's understandable, something that's usable by the membership of Health Tech Ireland, and also something that achieves its purpose for patients and maintaining safety, for making sure that medical devices that are available in Ireland and to healthcare systems perform well, are safe, and comply with the legislation. I'd like to thank Justin for his friendship, for I guess all of the informal and formal contacts that we've had over the years, and I wish him all the very best for a long and a healthy retirement. Thanks, Justin.
It's a pleasure to have this opportunity to wish you well as you retire from Health Tech Ireland. We've worked together for the last 10 years, and over that time I've appreciated how much I've learned from you about the medtech industry and about the marketplace in Ireland. I've appreciated your innovative approach to dealing with the challenges that face the industry, and I've relied on your advice and your wisdom more broadly. I wish you every success now as you move on to the next chapter of your life, and I've no doubt that our paths will cross again. Canairi an Tálath.
I started working for Health Tech Ireland in June 2020, and even though it was during the pandemic and we were all working from home, we were only meeting up online once a week, we managed to build, with Justin's leadership, a nice little team, myself, Claire and Justin. We've worked so well together and I have thoroughly enjoyed that time. We really missed you, Justin, but enjoy your retirement and we wish you all the very best.
Croke Park is recognised as a centre of excellence for Irish sport, and Croke Park is now going to be remembered as a centre of excellence for medtech.
What category are you in?
I'm in the veterans category. If you're going in the awards though, there's 8 categories you can go in. It's all about teamwork.
Thank you for your friendship, mentorship, and the profound impact you've had on our industry and health system. The legacy of your work will continue to inspire for many years to come. Wishing you all the best in all you do in this next stage of your life.
I first met Justin 11 years ago. At the time, I got a job working with an American healthcare company, and we were in the process of building our operations in Ireland. I needed help in understanding how our system worked from a procurement, engagement and regulatory perspective, and I needed to connect with other members of our industry. IMSA was definitely the solution for me, and Justin's guidance and network helped me in the early years. Fast forward to 2017, and with Justin's encouragement, I joined the board of Health Tech Ireland and more recently became chair of our fantastic association. I was able to see firsthand Justin's expertise at work. As an industry, we have been very fortunate to have someone of Justin's calibre advocating for us and representing our interests. I'm delighted to award Justin with the Outstanding Contribution to Industry Award and wish him well in his retirement.
Now I'm inviting Enda Mulvaney back on. Enda, will you come over here and stand a little bit closer to me? And then what we're going to do is get Justin, will you come over? Because Enda has to give you what Ray just referred to, the Outstanding Contribution to Industry Award. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
the first ever Chief Executive of IMSTA, technically the first ever Chief Executive of Health Tech Ireland, because he was that too, and the driving force between building the organisation to where it is. Congratulations on the award, Justin. You are in very illustrious company. And the good news is, if you want to see Justin in person with his award, you can do so at the Meet the Winners event, which is going to be in person. He will still be as happy as he looks this evening. We can guarantee it. So we look forward to seeing you in person at the Meet the Winners event. Until then, stay well, stay safe, have a lovely Christmas. Thanks for joining us this evening. Bye-bye.